Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. National Assembly, Akpabio Abbas rally lawmakers for support. Petrol subsidy pushing Nigeria to bankruptcy, Sanusi warns. Buhari Tinubu congratulates Adeleke. Tribunal adjourns Atiku's motion on live telecast. Monetary policy alone can't reset economy, says CBN. PDP governors begin move to reconcile Atiku with Wike, Makinde, and others. Okay, let me start with that story. So if you recall, the G5 we had loggerheads with the candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, throughout the period of the election, even till now. And the contention was that they did not want, they said they thought it was unfair to the South for the presidential candidate and the party chairman to come from the North. And that was the contention at the time. However, so there's a planned meeting for tomorrow at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel in Abuja tomorrow, where the G5 governors, amongst many others, will be meeting with Atiku Abubakar. And I'm not sure if Ayu was there. Ayu will be there. But they'll be there to reconcile. It's also be an opportunity for them to provide governors from the governors that have been elected under the PDP to also celebrate them, have some kind of a reception to welcome them and to serve as a send-forth ceremony for outgoing governors. So I'm happy that at least they're putting their structure back together. You know, it was really torn apart during the election period. Okay, any other story?
So, yesterday, policy conversation and a book presentation happened and was attended by eminent Nigerians in Abuja. Some of the dignitaries were Lamido Sanusi, Nasser El-Rufai, World Bank Country Director in Nigeria, Shuhab Chodiri, and the front burner of the conversation was basically the fuel subsidy removal. They said that the policy must be stopped because of its negative impact on the nation's economy. Sanusi went ahead to speak up about it, saying that it amounts to stupidity. The federal government needs to, stop making payments, and if this continues, we're definitely going to be pushing the nation gradually into bankruptcy. He said that, some of the people who are saying that cheap fuel is better for Nigerians, they do not understand the implications of having cheap fuel. It means that, and he started to explain in 2011 that for every 1 billion Nigeria spends on fuel subsidy, 1 billion is out of education, 1 billion is out of healthcare, 1 billion is out of power, 1 billion is out of infrastructure. And so it's not cheaper to, pay for subsidy. It's going to be robbing Nigerians off some of the things that will be beneficial to them in the long run. And since 2011 to now, we have seen where it has led us to, and this must be stopped. El-Rufai, on the other hand, said also that even the President Muhammadu Buhari, agreed that fuel subsidy payments had to stop, but though he refused to stop it. And they set up a committee, I think in 2021, to work out the modalities of how to channel the resources gotten from, payment of fuel subsidy, if they stop it, into what they are supposed to be doing. So the plan is there, they have everything worked out, and they are hoping that the current administration will use that template to do something for Nigeria.
Okay, so I've got the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has congratulated the Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke for his victory at the Supreme Court. He put out this statement from his media office, and the part of the statement that I like and why I took the story is he also commended the immediate past governor, and he said that it was good that he exercised his rights according to the Constitution, and that, but even if he lost the office, he did not lose his integrity and reputation as the governor who brought efficiency, transparency, and accountability to the business of governance. And for me, that is so important. As much as it's good to be able to hold on to the office, is that when you leave, what is your legacy? So even if he's lost the office, who he is and what he's done, will speak for him.
So I want to take the story about the monetary, from the CBN governor who was speaking at the biannual non-oil export summit in Lagos. And he spoke about the fact that monetary policies alone will not change Nigeria. It's not going to solve the problems of Nigeria. He mentioned that worldwide there needs to be an approach of non-oil non-oil cash flow to help Nigeria get on track. He admitted that the challenges facing Nigeria is a whole lot. He mentioned that they're going to be sanctioning companies that are shipping, exporting without proper documentation, but he sees that as exports being one of the ways for us to increase our earnings, and we should also work on proceeds from repatriation. Then he mentioned how the RT200 policy, which is the policy that gives you money when you pay in dollar into the country, they put that extra naira.
An incentive.
Yes, that incentive, and the incentive increased repatriation by 40% in 2021, and also by the end of 2022 there was an increase, and the momentum is also high for 2023 that can help, and also us as a country exporting, that we cannot continue to depend on oil. It is non-oil sector that can help us, not just monetary policy. Monetary policy can only try.
Okay.
We must all be involved in it.
Okay, we're going to move on now to the Punch. Presidential poll. Tribunal to consider PDP LP's live broadcast request. Lagos bishop raped me twice, says female pastor. Final victory, Buhari Tinubu congratulate Adeleke supporters, jubilate. 15 die in Sokoto boat accident, 25 missing. FG orders private jets removal from Abuja airport. Otedola fumes over Transcorp deal, Ilumile keeps mom. Speaker, 5 aggrieved aspirants team up against Abbas. And over $200 billion national asset lost to terrorism, says federal government. Okay, which story? Starting with?
Yeah, the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria has ordered immediate relocation of aircraft stationed at the General Aviation Terminal of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, ahead of the inauguration of the new government scheduled for May 29th, 2023. So the Federal Airport Authority is saying that they need to come and remove all the aircraft parked at the Abuja airport, which is necessary to enhance the safety of the airport during the forthcoming presidential inauguration. So many of the aircraft parked at that GAT terminal in Abuja are private jets belonging to wealthy Nigerians, firms, and airlines. And, you know, they put this in a circular dated yesterday. But the presidential... Okay, also saying that the presidential inauguration is a high security event, and in order to ensure the safety and security of parties involved, it's become necessary that they must move their aircraft temporarily to relocate. I think they have an alternate airport that they'll be keeping that. But reacting to the message, a former managing director of the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency and chief executive officer of Top Brass Aviation, Captain Roland Iyayi, said that most of the aircraft parked at the GAT terminal in the airport, especially in Abuja, are not serviceable. People cannot even move it. So probably FAN knows better than what other people know. But if they really need to move that, they don't know how possible it is, because most of the aircraft are not even moving at all. It's going to take like a long time to move them from that area. But they've given till the 22nd of May for private individual companies that own some of those aircraft to come and move them out for the inauguration.
All right, so the Major General, Security Advisor Major General Babagana Munguno has expressed concern over the spate of attacks on critical national assets across the 6 geopolitical zones, going up to $200 billion. According to him, although the army has deployed both kinetic and non-kinetic mechanisms to safeguard these assets, they're still really threatened by continuous review of these various attacks from various groups from the north, the south, and the southeast, and even the southwest. According to him specifically, he said that in the northwest, bandits and terrorist groups target transportation infrastructure, educational institutions. Also in the southeast, they've been attacking police stations, security checkpoints, amongst many others. In the southwest, there's been critical national assets and infrastructure resulted in armed robbery, targeted banks, financial institutions. In the south, primarily driven by militant activities, they've had pipeline vandalism and others. So he's saying that all these have come to about $200 billion, and these are national assets that is threatening our nation. And then he's hoping that more tactical measures could be taken to prevent these assets from continually being attacked by these elements of terrorism across the country.
The story I have is gist. But you have a...
Yes, I want to
you do
give
that.
a really sad story about the girl who was raped by a bishop. She's a 23-year-old student of Adeleke Ajasin University, Akoko in Akure, Ondo State. She said that she was she met the pastor for the first time in 2018. She's an assistant pastor now, and she was supposed to attend a minister's meeting, which she didn't attend because she had to go for her brother's wedding. And they said she also was meant to transcribe 6 audio teachings of the pastor, of the bishop, which she didn't. So this happened on the 21st of June 2022. She was told to come to meet the bishop and explain why she didn't do this. And after the conversation, that the bishop told her that to test her loyalty, is going to have be intimate with her. And she said no. That why would you do that? That I've already explained what happened. I cannot have this relationship with you. And then the man just pushed her to the chair and raped her, and that she was begging and complaining, and she was even telling him that I'm bleeding, and the man still went ahead and raped her. That's the bishop of the church. And I'm happy they withheld her name, but mentioned the church, Reign Christian Family Church, and the bishop is Bishop Oluwafeyiropo Daniels. His picture is also in the story. He said it is the next. She said that the pastor told her that if she told anybody about it, she would run mad, and explained to her that, you know how many things I had to do for my own spiritual leader. Many things that cannot be said outside that I did for my own spiritual leader. That so as to make her feel like this is not a big deal, and that many people would have been happy to even get intimate with him. Wow. But you made me rape you, and then the next day he did the same thing as well. So the case is in court, and I'm so happy that she had the confidence to.
I remember the
bear
story
the witness against him for what he did.
It's been going. It's been a while. I can't wait to see.
Just wake up tomorrow and say I'm a bishop. There's got to be somebody's got to hand over to you or birth you or something. So just to give you some kind of. But
he just explained now that he suffered too for his own.
For his own
person abusing others.
About that actually.
So what's your gist?
Give us your gist.
Elumelu.
Yes, so it's been trending on social media.
Otedola is the one gisting us.
Yes. So Elumelu has been very...
He has been quiet, but Otedola has been giving us some hot gist.
Give us.
Let me tell you.
These women.
So Otedola said he had offered to buy Transcorp PLC for 250 billion naira, but unfortunately my offer was rejected. He says his goal was to make sure that the conglomerates could be valued more at least 2 trillion instead of the 40 billion that it is right now. But then he also goes to explain, the relationship between him and, Elumelu. He says, first of all, 2 captains cannot man a ship, and I respect the majority shareholders' decision to buy me out, so he bought him out. Then he says, but going down memory lane, he said that that there was a time he was having a meeting with some foreign investors, and Tony Elumelu walks into he had a meeting after, but he walked in while those people were there. He asked him, who are these people? And he just innocently told him, I'm looking to invest in power.
And the specific place.
Tony Elumelu went behind his back.
And outbidded him for that project. We discussed it.
Much more than the amount he had put forward. Then he also said that when Standard Trust approached him to get funds so that they could start UBA,
I supported.
He bought that one. He supported with how much? It was a lot of money then. And when it was time, when the prices of the shares went up, he wanted to sell. Lulu told him, don't sell now. Wait first.
Wait. They say your mic is...
Hey!
Of all this.
Not
true. So, but in a nutshell...
In a nutshell, he just described Tony Elumelu as someone who does business in like a sneaky way, and I think people should read it.
Yeah, it's an
you would learn a lot about how business is done.
What happens in the rich men's world? When rich men fight, these big billions that it's not
tough. So you took my 5,000. You did not pay me that 20K.
But I think allegedly.
These are all allegations because
according to
being a gentleman that he is, hasn't responded.
I think we would like to know. It's not a gentleman thing. I think they've accused you. You should also
It's not by force.
See, there's
No,
something that Bachelor
gentleman
said
would
that
not
don't
respond. Yes, a
You
gentleman
don't have
would
to
not
respond.
respond.
Take me to court.
Whatever, yeah, if you have an issue.
And other business people can learn from the drama when we see it play out.
I mean, I've always liked
What are we
Tony
learning?
for some
The
reason.
good
I just
sides
like-
or the bad
I mean, I
sides?
like Tony. I don't know him from anywhere. I just like his.
Yeah, I
You
just
don't
have
like
a liking
Otedola?
for billionaires, all billionaires.
Honestly, Maria, me too. I like Otedola too, though.
Yeah,
was very
There's
easygoing.
something about Tony Elimine that
Very
just
well branded.
stands
Yeah.
out.
Rugged.
The guy, I know
Calmly rugged. Is there.
his presence. He has very presidential
Yes.
presence.
Yeah.
you know?
But for me, I
Calmly
think
rugged.
what I think I like about him is the family side
Yes.
of him.
Yeah.
It's like
That
this is a
shows.
person that has achieved so much,
Yeah.
and yet he's
He
such a
still
family
makes out
man.
time for family, has lots of children, and then
It's not our
That
hot
too
topic.
shows
Producer
family.
just says it's not our hot topic. We've
Okay,
already finished
sorry.
our review.
Take
Then
the
important.
laptop.
Let's move on. Then in the story.
Nothing now. Let's be going.
Sudan crisis, at least we have 1,730 evacuees have already arrived through 9 flights, and we're still waiting for more to come. But I'm sure that those families of the 1,730 will be happy. And those that have not arrived yet, please just hold on a bit. According to NIDCOM, we'll be receiving more very soon.
And Federal Road Safety Commission is talking about how over 1,000 people have been killed in road accidents in 3 months, and a lot of it is due to speed. And he says this is not just a Nigerian problem, it's a global problem. And so they're going to be working hard to see what they can do to install what they call speed limiting devices in vehicles to help for safer travel.
That's interesting. You know how in travel, when you're driving, you start beeping when the
Yeah.
coming up, when you're going over the speed limit. So, up in Nigeria, they're not listening. It's not our people. Like scream from here to tomorrow. The driver will just hit the device, keep quiet.
I'm telling you.
I must go 100 miles per hour. All right, that's all we can take on front page review.